Yo, what is going on, y'all? It's your boy HD MMA back at it again with another video. Today, I am doing my instant reaction and breakdown to UFC 322. That fucking main event, bro. That main event broke my fucking heart, but the rest of the card, and the co-main event was, it was trash. It was trash. Let's not just sugarcoat it. This shit was trash. That shit was trash. But the rest of the card was pretty fucking good, pretty solid. We got fucking, Bot Nickel with the head kick KO. Fucking Carlos Prates, Michael Morales. I can't wait. I can't wait to get to all the exciting finishes on this card. But I got to go through the whole card, starting with the early prelims to that main event, which was really sickening to watch, really disappointing to watch, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that when we get to that. Shit. Starting with the fucking first fight on the early prelims, we got Mateus Camilo defeating Vyacheslav Borshchev by unanimous decision, 30-27 on two scorecards. I didn't really watch this fight. I wasn't really paying my full attention to this fight because I was driving from somewhere. I was kind of watching it out of the corner of my eye, but from what I could see, they were both kind of, in round one, they were both kind of patient on the feet, feigning at range, trying to get the timing, get the measuring down. I think they were both kind of trading some jabs or whatever, trading in the first round. Then Camilo gets the first takedown. First off, fucking Borchev's takedown defense in this fight was so like shit. Like it wasn't shit, but it was very shit at moments. It was like he would defend some takedowns really good, and then in other takedowns he would fucking just put up no offense, no defense to it at all. It was like the first time someone's ever shot a takedown on him in his fucking life. For some reason, it's like he only has like one mode he's in. He's either like striking or grappling. That's what it seemed like to me. It seems like he can't really like seamlessly switch between striking and someone shoots. I gotta defend. It seems like he can only strike, and when he's on the ground, he can only grapple. That's what it seemed like to me. But Camilo, he was just persistent with the wrestling, getting takedowns. He got 50% of his takedowns, and was just controlling Borchev in dominant positions and mount a lot. I think he had the back in a few moments too. I think he was looking for a Kimura in like round 3 or something like that. He was looking for some sub attempt but didn't get it. But he was just like, in dominant position, on mount, and like side control, had the back of Borshchev. And Borshchev, he was mounting some offense in the striking, but ultimately it wasn't really doing as much damage and as much having the impact that he wanted it for him to like sway the rounds in his favor. And yeah, Camilo, he was just keeping up with the striking. He was kind of slowing down as the fight went on, like in round 2 and 3. I feel like on the feet he was slowing down. He was getting backed up way easier to the fence, and Vyacheslav was kind of letting his hands go as the fight went on, but it ultimately wasn't enough for him to win the fight over. And yeah, just Camilo just went on control time and won on a takedown. So it was a good win for Camilo. And for Borcheslav, it's tough for him. That's 3 losses in a row now. He one more fight, or maybe even after this pay-per-view in like a few weeks, he might get cut. So it's tough for Borcheslav. He's a fun fighter, he's a good striker, but I don't think he just doesn't really have the mindset for MMA in order to really defend the grappling. So yeah, good win for Camilo. Maybe you give him a fun striking matchup in his next fight. The fuck, I can't even say the word next. Losing my train of thought. Maybe give him like a fun striking matchup in his next fight. Maybe like a fucking does Trevor peak at lightweight? No, he's not. Maybe you give him like a Esteban Rivovich or something like that. Maybe give him like Nasrat Hakprost or something like that. Someone who will strike with him, who has like some power in his hands, can get some exciting moments out of that. Some a good scrap for him, but yeah, something like that, a fun fight for him. But a good win for Camilo. He didn't look all that good. He really slowed down in the later rounds, so I don't see him like being like a prospect to look out for in the future. But this is a good win tonight nonetheless. So yeah, and that made me a 1-0 in picks. So that's W picks by me. But yeah, good win for Camilo. Moving on, we got Baisangor Susurkayev winning by round 3 TKO over Eric Makoniko. This fight, it was kind of weird because Susurkayev, he was coming out, he was, trying to aura farm, trying to fucking, just looking real dismissive of Eric Makoniko, just like, whatever, this guy's better, this guy is not on my level, better. I should fight for title, better. That kind of energy, just fucking sitting there smiling, doing his little high guard, emoting, doing fucking, these little dumbass feints or whatever he does. But McConaughey, he also like fucking at the start of the fight, he fucking just stood there in his corner and waited for McConaughey to come over. Then McConaughey just ran over, put him in the clinch. They clinched for like a minute within the first round. Within the first minute of the first round, they were just up against the cage clinching. And they separated. Eric McConaughey, he was landing some combinations. Suzukayev was just, throwing up his high guard, just defending all of it. Landing some front kicks here and there. Then he, I think, McConaughey groin shotted him in the first round, or maybe even the second round. But the McConaughey groin shotted him. Had a little break, then fucking they did more of the same, more clinching. Suzukayev got a takedown on McConaughey up against the cage. Got a little dunk on him. McConaughey got back up. Then I think he tried to take him down again. Didn't really get it as well in the first round. Then the round ended. Round 2, more of the same stuff, kind of striking at range. McConaughey throwing combos with the hands. Susurkayev just blocking with the high guard, sort of waving out of way of some of the punches, but kind of getting caught, kind of using that like AZ, like egotistical or farming head movement where he like sticks his face out, tries to like weave out of the way of a strike, and just ends up getting hit anyway by like a jab. But Susurkayev, he was also throwing some boxing combinations as well, but they didn't look as they didn't have as much pop on them as McConaughey, I would say. They did some more like clinching up against the fence in round 2, and then in round 3, Baisangor, he looks kind of visibly more tired. He's still trying to like aura farm with like these smiles and head movements at range or whatever. They get in like the pocket. Susurkayev throws like a hook to the body that ended up hitting the cup of McConaughey. And then they break. Got a little timeout. They get back into it. It's more striking at range. And then fucking Susurkayev lands this 1-2 as McConaughey's moving into him. Hits fucking McConaughey with the 2. McConaughey just fucking goes stiff for a minute and then hits the fucking Robert Whitaker fucking Kevin Lee jelly legs. Flops down, face down on the ground, and that's a fucking KO win for Susurkayev. So, good win for I would say good win for Baisangor Susurkayev. He didn't look that good up until the finish. I feel like the finish wasn't really like, didn't really like set it up intelligently. He was like, well, dude, look how you used the fucking inside low kick or look how you used the fucking, this or whatever to set up the combination. I feel like he kind of just threw a 1-2 as McConaughey was moving into it and just clipped McConaughey. He didn't really look that good. He was just trying to aura farm his way to a victory up until the finish. So I still think I don't think he becomes champion. I still think some people, once he gets into like the top 15, I think he'll have some trouble with some people, especially people with better boxing than the opponents he's facing right now. But he's still young. He's only like 24. He's still young. He's still improving. He still has the grappling, the kicks. His boxing is getting better. He's getting more power in his hands. Or sitting down his punches more, getting the timing right. So I think he is still good, but I just don't think he will become champion in like in the future. But good win for him. And in his post fight interview, he called out Bo Nickel, which I think is a great fight. You know, we got the USA versus Russia. And Bo Nickel won his fight too, so I feel like that's a good fight they can set up, maybe on a Paramount card or something like that. Top of the prelims on a Paramount card, or maybe even no, not a main card. Fuck that shit. But yeah, top of the prelims of a pay-per-view. I think that would be a good spot for that. But yeah, good performance for Tsukhaev, good win, and that made me 2-0 in picks. Moving on, we got Fatima Klein defeating Angela Hill by unanimous decision. Unanimous decision. This was just Fatima Klein just looking way sharper than Angela Hill, way faster than Angela Hill in the striking and also in the grappling. Just Angela Hill, she's just the Neil Magny of the female of WMMA. She just, any prospect that beats her, I feel like, is gonna go into the top end. Fatima Klein is now in the rankings at strawweight. I think Hill was number 12, so she'll probably be number 12 on moving forward. I was about to say on Monday, but moving forward she'll be number 12, and I think she's a good prospect. She's big for the division. She's taller than like Shevchenko and shit, so she's big for the division. She's fast. She's got really sharp striking, really sharp grappling. Looks really good in the grappling too. I got this little like dot on my. You'll see this little like patch on my chin is fucking with me so bad. It makes me look like I have a fucking like piece of food on my chin. I'm just a dirty motherfucker. But yeah, Fatima Klein, she looks really good. Looks like a really good prospect at women's strawweight, which they desperately need because they have fucking Mackenzie Dern as champ. Or maybe not soon because fucking Weili lost. And I feel like Weili's going to fuck her up when she gets back down there. But yeah, she looks like a really good prospect. This was just her, being way faster than Angela Hill, outstriking her by a significant margin. Like fucking 115 significant strikes to 56. Hill could not just get going. She was really stifled by the speed of Fatima Klein, it looked like, in this fight as the fight went on for the entirety of the fight. And yeah, just dominant performance from Fatima Klein. I can't wait to. I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, good win for Klein. That made me 3-0. Then moving on to my first loss on the fucking picks, we got Pat Sabatino defeating Chepe Mariscal by unanimous decision, 30-27 on all scorecards. This was fucking Pat Sabatini just grappling maxing. Goddamn indigestion. Fuck. This was Pat Sabatini just fucking grappling maxing, getting to the back, getting fucking, dominant position, whatever. Just kind of avoiding a fight on the feet. Didn't really throw much on the feet. Not from what I can remember. Just, shot takedowns, got to the back as soon as he could, and just controlled from the back. And round one, when they separated, fucking Mariscal ran across, or he didn't run across the cage. They separated from the ground, and Mariscal threw a head kick that opened up Sabatini for like the rest of the fight. But in the at the end of the first round, but other than that, it was just grappling, a grappling showcase for a grappling match from fucking Sabatini. Round two, I think Mariscal landed like elbows on the bottom while Sabatini was in mount or was in his guard. He also landed some elbows that like cut open Sabatini as well, or reopened the cuts from the first round. And Sabatini was also complaining about like eye pokes and shit from the bottom, which may have been true. I don't know. His eye was also swollen up in this fight, which is crazy because he was on top winning the fight the entire round. In his eyes, he got a massive cut on his forehead, and his eyes were swollen up from the damage of Chepe Mariscal. But yeah, it was just, other than that, it was just grappling control time from Sabatini. So good win for Sabatini. Mariscal, he was looking pretty good. He was looking like a pretty good prospect at featherweight, but just didn't get past the grappling of Sabatini. So good win for him. Then that made me fucking 3-1 in picks. Moving on to the headliner of the early prelims, we got Kyle Dawkins subbing Gerald Meerschaert in round one with a Darce. This is a fucking Kyle Dawkins masterclass and a master pick by me. I don't know what I said he would win by. Hold on, I don't know. Yeah, this is just didn't really have that much action in it except for the finish. They were both just at range. Kind of Meerschaert was just kind of pressuring, moving forward. They were both at range, throwing little low kicks or whatever. Tapping or whatever. And I think either Kyle pressures forward or Meerschaert backs up or whatever the hell. But Kyle lands a right hand on Meerschaert that stumbled him bad and put him on the ground. Kyle threw some ground and pound shots, and then he locked up a Darce on Meerschaert. Dean was looking at him. He was grabbing the arm of Meerschaert to make sure he was still conscious, and then Meerschaert just gave taps on the back of Kyle Dawkins. I don't know if, and it looked like he was protesting after the stoppage after Dean broke him up. But why would you? Here's my question. Why would you give the motion that you want the fight to stop for tapping as you're okay? Why would you tap the back of Kyle Dawkins multiple times to signal to the ref that you're okay? Why don't you just give a thumbs up if you're actually okay and you're not if you don't want the fight to stop? Why would you tap him? Why would you give the main signal that I cannot continue and I cannot continue fighting? This choke is too tight, or the submission is or I can't escape this submission? Why would you give the main signal of that as a sign of, oh, I'm okay, don't break up the fight? That made if Meerschaert didn't want the fight, that made no sense to me. That decision made no sense. But good win for Kyle Dawkins. He took out the fucking crafty craftsman, the crafty fucking old vet Gerald Meerschaert, which is not an easy task. A lot of prospects have fallen to the feet of Gerald Meerschaert, and Kyle Dawkins got it done, and he got it done very dominantly. He hurt him bad in the first round very quickly and finished him up on the ground. So that's a good performance, a solid performance, something he kind of really needed at a middleweight, because Michel Pereira, although he's good or whatever, he does have some glaring holes that can be exploited, and a win over Gerald Meerschaert on your resume, like a very tough guy that's crafty, that's good on the ground, that's good on the feet too, in my opinion, really like strengthens and reinforces the resume of Kyle Dawkins and kind of reinforces his standings in the middleweight division as a good prospect and a good fighter. So and someone to look out for as well. So yeah, good win for Kyle Dawkins. The comeback is paying off. Well, it's he's doing the rounds. He's doing his thing. Moving on to the first fight on the prelims, we got Ethan Ewing, and that also made me 4-1 in picks. Moving on, we got Ethan Ewing defeating Malcolm Wellmaker by unanimous decision. This was a fun fight, even though this did sell my pick. This was a pretty fun fight. Ewing came to scrap. He has a fucking massive head, and he was not going down to any of Wellmaker's shots. This was also at featherweight, and Wellmaker is a bantamweight, so I don't think the power really translated. I feel like if this was at bantamweight, I feel like some of the shots of Wellmaker would have had more impact and been more concussive to Ewing, or to even like Cody Haddon, who he was supposed to fight. But come to mention it, if Malcolm loses to Ewing, I think he also loses to Cody Haddon, who is like a bit better, who has a bit more tidier boxing and throws, I would say, more extended combinations and sharper combinations. I think he also loses to Cody Haddon. But this was a really good performing and really good performance, a really surprising performance from Ewing, who was just using combinations against the one-shot power shots of Wellmaker. In the first round, Wellmaker did sting him with a counter right hook. He kind of like stung him really bad, caught him really cleanly. He didn't drop him, but he just kind of like made his like, he just kind of like fucking, what's the word? He kind of affected him really badly. He made him like, it was like a big shot where Ewing kind of had to like scarper away from, to really kind of gain his composure back from it. But other than that, it was all kind of Ewing. Ewing was just landing the combinations. He was landing more shots, and even landing the better shots. He was just piecing Wellmaker up with the jab. Wellmaker was just leaning his head back with his chin up in the air, just getting kind of eaten up and chewed up by the combinations of Ewing. And in the grappling, Ewing looked really good. He hit Wellmaker with a really slick trip that like kind of ragdolled him. I feel like that's a kind of using Wellmaker's really tall stance against him, because Wellmaker, when he's in there, he does stand really tall. He doesn't really like bend his knees in his stance. He does stand very upright with the Philly shell stance. And Ewing using that trip to topple him over. Indigestion. Ewing using the trip to topple him over was really smart from him. And also Ewing kind of going to the body of Wellmaker to slow him down was really good. And Wellmaker, give him some credit. He has a decent chin, because Ewing, he has some good power. He has some power in his hands. He has KOs in the regional scene. But yeah, Wellmaker was taking everything Ewing had and was just kind of standing with him. He didn't really look too hurt. He didn't like look too affected by the shots of Ewing, which is kind of good for him moving forward, showing that he has a decent chin and he can take punishment. And he was also getting cut too, which is something good for him. He doesn't is not gonna welt to some damage on his face when he sees his own blood. He's not gonna wilt and kind of like shell up and curl up and get defeated by that. So I think this is good to see for Wellmaker, seeing like a guy who's not gonna go away from your one counter hook or whatever, your one power shots, who's not gonna just fold and quit and get knocked out by your power shots. Is gonna stand there, give you combinations, get gritty with you, get down and dirty, grapple you too. That was something Ewing was doing that Wellmaker's opponents didn't do to him. They didn't grapple him. Ewing grappled him, so that's good to see from him. Apart from that trip in like round one, Wellmaker looked pretty good defending the takedowns of Ewing, and he looked good getting back up. Although Ewing got 3 takedowns, he didn't really control them. He has like 1 minute of control time. He didn't really control Wellmaker on the ground like that, so that's good to see. But this was a very good showcase from Ewing, and I'm really surprised. and I think he's gonna be a fun fighter moving forward. He comes to scrap. This was him on what, like a day's note, like fucking what, 5 days notice, whatever, week's notice at most, and he got gritty and got into a dogfight. So imagine what he can do on a full camp. I'm excited to see that. And yeah, this was a good performance from Ewing. Moving on, we got, let's close that out. Moving on, we got fucking Aaron Blanchfield submitting Tracy Cortez in round 2 with a rear naked choke. Oh, and this also made me what? It's made me 4-2 on picks. Yeah, that may be 4-2. 4-2 on picks. Moving on, we got fucking Aaron Blanchfield submitting Tracy Cortez. In the first round of this fight frustrated the fuck out of me because Aaron Blanchfield was just standing there with her fucking block-headed, no head movement combinations, just trying to cardio kickbox with fucking Tracy Cortez, who's, I mean, when it comes to cardio kickboxing and women's MMA, none do it quite like Tracy Cortez. I mean, she's really the elite of the elite when it comes to cardio kickboxing and looking like a fighter at range. I mean, it doesn't really get better than her. In my Joe Rogan voice. But yeah, she was just striking with Cortez, looking really shit, not moving her head, just throwing 1-1-2s, 1-2-2s, or whatever the fuck. Just throwing straight punches, not just getting outstruck and pieced up by Cortez. In round 2, they stand at range for a bit, exchange some combos. Cortez gets a takedown on Blanchfield. Blanchfield gets back up, which is crazy that she didn't defend. Cortez shot on her, got her to the cage, and then tripped her out against the cage. And then Blanchfield stood back up, separated. They stood at range for a bit. And then Blanchfield gets her own takedown on Cortez, controls her for a bit. Controls her. Cortez gets back up to the cage. Blanchfield pries her from the cage, runs her across the cage, and Cortez, she got a little jiggle back there, you know what I'm saying? That thing was moving when Cortez was running her across the cage with the takedown, with the body lock. That hoe was moving, it was bouncing. Then she got her down across the cage. When she got her across the cage, she got her down and then locked up a rear naked choke with no hooks on her on the back of Cortez, and then Cortez just had to tap. Just had to tap. I mean, the no hook rear naked choke. I mean, that's something new. That's something innovative that we never really seen, and I feel like it's gonna take over the sport. That's gonna be the main submission moving forward, is the no hook rear naked choke. But yeah, still a good win for Aaron Blanchfield. Good finish for her. I feel like Tracy Cortez wasn't really at her level anyway, so I don't think this really builds much of her stock anyway, except for her looking very shit in the first round. But good win for her. Just prove that she's one of the best grapplers in the women's flyweight division. I don't think a lot of girls can really stand up to her grappling and shit. Yeah, maybe her and like Natalia Silva fight or something like that. Or maybe, did they already fight? Hold on. No, they didn't fight. So maybe like her and Natalia Silva fight for a fucking title, for a number 1 contender spot, for a title shot. But yeah, good win for Aaron Blanchfield. And more picks on the gram for fucking Tracy Cortez. Moving on, we got Gregory Rodriguez defeating Roman Kopylov by unanimous decision. This fight was, I'm not gonna say confusing. It was just kind of not what I expected from Gregory Rodriguez. I thought Gregory Rodriguez would look faster. Most of all, he looked super slow in this fight for some reason. I don't know if it was just his punches or whatever, but he looked really slow in this fight, and he didn't have like a lot of strike variety. He was just throwing a lot of 1-2s, 1-1-2s in this fight, which a guy like Kopylov, who does, stand at range, very plotty, doesn't really move, doesn't really use any footwork. He's a very good striker, and he's gonna fucking see the fact that you're only throwing a fucking 1-2 at him, and he's gonna pick up on that and be able to evade that shit really easily. This was just, Gregory Rodriguez, just getting fucking throwing 1-2s at Kopylov dodging some of them, getting caught by some of them because of the pressure of Rodriguez. Rodriguez was really moving forward in this fight, putting Kopylov on the back foot, and also kind of just going first. That's something in the heavier weight classes, like going first, especially against a guy like Kopylov, really pays dividends in leading the dance. Not just getting into like a tit for tat striking range, tit for tat striking match at range. That's what I meant to say. Just not getting in a tit for tat striking range, especially with a guy like Kopylov, who that's what he specializes in. It can really pay dividends for you. Just going first, throwing your own strike first, not waiting for a counter that's not gonna come. And yeah, this was just fucking Gregory Rodriguez doing exactly that. One thing I want to say about this fight, I don't know what the fuck Roman Kopylov does in the gym. I don't know who his wrestling coach is. I don't know who he learned to grapple from, but his single leg takedown defense is something fucking wicked. I don't know how he does it. But these guys who are going against any fucking wrestler, you guys need to get fucking Roman Kopylov and work with him and fucking tell him to teach you single leg takedown defense. Fuck Craig Jones, fuck whoever the fuck whatever jiu-jitsu coach or whatever wrestling coach. Get fucking this guy to teach you single leg takedown defense. Because I don't know how he's doing it, but every time Gregory Rodriguez attempted a single leg on this guy, it went absolutely nowhere. Every time Gregory Rodriguez tried to pick up the leg, it was just fucking done, just dead from there. He just couldn't get any grappling offense off in this fight, especially with the single legs. Kopylov's takedown defense is something else. It really is. Fucking JDM, call this guy up. Call this fucking guy up right now. Because I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but he's doing something right. He's doing something that these other fucking fighters are not doing. I don't know. It's crazy. But, yeah. And he also landed I think he landed an outside trip on Gregory Rodriguez. Landed a clean, outside trip. And he, caught the kick of Rodriguez and throw him down to the ground. But, yeah, one thing that also surprised me is Kopylov's chin really held up in this fight. I thought, especially coming from that Paulo Costa fight, where he got dropped and shit and was getting rock. I thought the power of Rodriguez would be too much for him, but his chin really held up. Or maybe this was just Gregory Rodriguez is throwing the same strikes over, but he looked way tougher in this fight than in his last one, which really surprised me. But yeah, just Gregory Rodriguez just not mixing it up, just throwing the same strikes. In round 3, while I was watching this fight, I literally said if fucking Rodriguez just threw a right high kick after the 2, he would catch him, but he would just never do anything. He would never even feint the right straight and come around with an overhand or a hook or something like that. I'm trying to get my water. But yeah, still, good win for Gregory Rodriguez. And that made me 5. I'll say this 5-2, so 6-2, 6-2 on picks with this fight. And then we got, moving on to the fucking headliner of the prelims, we got Bo Nickel, NPC Nickel himself, back in full force, hitting the fucking hit. He's in the Bo state. He's in fucking Bo mode. It's Bover, you know what I'm saying? He's fucking eating berries. He's doing this fucking thing. He's, all these freaking haters, man. All these freaking haters hating on me. I'm going to show these guys what's up. I'm going to show these guys that I'm one of the elites. I think I can really fucking defeat Hamzat Chimaev. I think I can beat Chimaev. Maybe he can, because he looked really good in this fight. He won by fucking round 3. Knockout, vicious head kick knockout in round 3 against Rodolfo Vieira. And this was just Bo Nickel showing up like he really should have, in the fucking RDR fight. Showing up, looking really good with the striking, landing with the hands a lot. He got a big slam on Rodolfo Vieira too in the first round. Big slam on him. Another takedown. Not really, just looking really good, defending all of Rodolfo Vieira's takedowns, just looking really sharp on the feet in rounds 1 and 2. God, indigestion. Landing really good shots with the boxing. Good leg kicks too. Good body kicks too. Body punches as well. Just stifling Rodolfo Vieira in every facet of the game, it feels like. He landed a good elbow that was sliced open Rodolfo Vieira on his left side. I think some punches also split him open too. So Rodolfo Vieira had like 2 cuts on each side of his face. In rounds 1 and 2, and then in round 3, striking at range with him at the midpoint of round 3, landed a beautiful head kick, rear head kick on Rodolfo Vieira that slept him out cold badly, and he walked off with it too, which was really, really impressive. Round 3 TKO, my favorite stoppage in MMA, the round 3 KO was amazing. Bo Nickel just showed up like everyone hyped him up to be. He showed up like the hype was real, and him living up to the expectations of everyone, and he looked really good. I think the Susurkaya fight was for him is good. I don't think he called out anyone in this post-fight interview, but I do think the a Susurkaya fight with him and Susurkaya on the prelims of the top of the prelims of a main card is a great fight to make. He sounded like himself in the interview. I know all these freaking haters, man. All these freaking haters hating on me, man. He sounded like himself and just showed up like himself. So a good, really impressive performance for Bo Nickel. Moving on to the main card, we got Benoit Scam Denise. Benoit Saint Denis KOing Beneil Dariush. Old man Benny, he KO'd, put down old man Benny. Rest in peace to old man Benny. Old man Benny, he put him down. Put on Jerry Extra Benny, he put him down in the first round in 16 seconds, which is insane. Not really much to talk about. Benny landed a few leg kicks, like one leg kick and then another leg kick that made Benoit fall, made him fall to the ground. They got into the clinch. Benny threw like a knee, and then Beneil hit him like with two like single color uppercuts, and then just bombs a left hand over the top in the clinch on Benny. Sits him down, puts him down face first, ass up, and then hits him with a hammer fist on the way that put him out cold completely. And then Benny woke up after, not knowing where he was, not knowing what was going on, and his chin is cooked, man. His chin is done. No more top 15 at lightweight. I think he should retire after this, because that was a really nasty knockout. He went limp from the overhand right in the clinch. His body just went limp completely, and then one shot on the chin, one full unanswered ground and pound shot on the chin, just I feel like it put him out cold while he was on the ground. But really impressive win for Beneil Dariush, and that cracks him into the top 10 at lightweight, which is crazy. Getting KO'd by Poirier, by fucking 35-year-old Poirier, getting KO'd by Poirier with a false hip. In like your first kind of meteoric rise, and like your first win streak, and then coming back, subbing Mauricio Hoofy, and then flatlining Beneil Dariush, a top 5 lightweight in the division. Jesus, indigestion. Jesus Christ. Flatlining Beneil Dariush, a top 5 lightweight at one point, who fought some of the best in the division, Arm Sarukian and Charles Oliveira, who fought those guys, and then KOing him like that in that short of an amount of time. I gotta respect him, man. I gotta respect it. He is the scam master, but he is damn good at it. Really impressive win for Beneil Dariush. And then moving on. Bro, I'm not washed, bro. I'm not washed, bro. I just got KO'd by Prates, bro. I'm not washed, bro. Headshot dead. They all said I couldn't do it. Look at me now. I come from a zinc roof and a wooden shed, bro. We got Carlos Prates, CP, KOing Leon Edwards in the second round, coating him stiff with a straight left hand and a ground and pound shot, coating him, just knocking him out cold, slamming him out in Madison Square Garden in New York in the worst way. Prates, he looked really good in this fight, man. You could see he was excited at the walkouts. He was, moving around, getting loose. Once Prates, once he gets loose and he gets comfortable and he settles into the cage, he is so fucking dangerous. And when he throws and lets his hands go, actually, he is so dangerous in this division, I swear. Round 1, this was they were moving around at range, throwing leg kicks at each other, finding the range, finding the timing. Leon shot in early with a double leg, got Prates up against the fence, got him in trying to saw him out in the fence. Prates, he was talking to him. Oh, you're wrestling me now. You're wrestling now. Okay, you're wrestling now. Okay. Talking to him, clip farming. I think they separated more like low kicks at range and stuff. Then Leon shot in again, got him into the clinch up against the cage. Tried to get the back, got the back of did a standing back take on Carlos Prates. Carlos Prates, more clip farming, more talking, was making a fucking look at this fucking guy, while Leon was on the back of him, like punching him and stuff. He was literally fucking hitting fucking. He was letting this fucking guy, this guy, are you fucking serious? He was hitting that on fucking Leon Edwards while Leon was on the back of him, standing, punching him in the face. Which was great for the clips, amazing for the clips. He did that. Then the first round ended. Second round starts. More like leg kicks and stuff. He defended the grappling. I think Leon shot in again in the second round, defended that, separated, got back to range, started more leg kicks, some punches exchanged, and then fucking Prates hops in, throws a straight left, boom, just fucking chins Leon, makes him pop up and fly backwards, sits him down, Leon was completely limp in the air for like fucking 2 seconds. It felt like just completely limp in the air. Sits him down. His eyes fucking just rolled into the fucking back of his head. Then puts him out with one ground and pound shot and flatlines him out cold completely. Leon was just fucking. He was like damn near like smiling on the ground, like fucking completely unconscious, eyes rolled into the back of his head, out cold. And fucking Carlos Prates, he is so fucking dangerous, so fun to watch, such a pleasure to watch, always brings the fight, always brings violence. And in his fucking post-fight speech, he says, "This is MMA, you guys come for violence, for blood, and I bring it, you know, this you guys come for a show and I bring the show." Fucking, we need more people like fucking Carlos Prates in this sport. We need people like him, bro. Islam, please. Islam, please stay up at 170 and fucking face Carlos Prates, bro. Please stay up at 170 and face Carlos Prates and get fucking chinned out cold by him. We already know he got chinned by fucking Adriano Martins or whatever. So we already know. I think Carlos Prates, if they fight, I think Carlos Prates can fucking do it. He can finally put an end to this grappling bullshit of Dagestan's, you know. Brazil already did it once with fucking Ankalaev up at 205 and Pereira. I think Carlos Prates, he can get it done at fucking 170 with Islam. So, I don't think Prates is going to get a title shot off of this, but yeah, great win for Carlos Prates either way. A really impressive performance. He is dangerous when he lets them hands go. When he lets them hands go. Fuck. When he lets them hands go, Carlos Prates is one of the most, I feel like one of the most dangerous fighters in the UFC at this point. He's cracked into the top 5 of welterweight with this win. And yeah, I can't wait to see him fight again, bro. I cannot wait. The 2 times I've watched this guy live is the fucking spinning elbow with Jeff Neal in this shit. Amazing. Probably one of my favorite fighters on the roster in the UFC at this point. Super fun to watch, super cool. And he is the best confirmed fighting nerd at this point. He is the best fighting nerd. Moving on to the featured fight. We got my boy Michael Morales putting on for the Afro-Latino community. Michael Morales TKOing Sean Brady in round 1. First off, before the fight even started, Sean Brady, this fucker came in with 2 knee pads. And if you fucking know ball, if you know what it is, motherfuckers that fight with knee pads in the UFC are not winning anything. I feel like it might be like the fighting with knee pads is like the fucking women fighting with like those tight ass, you know, compression shirts. Like as soon as you see that shit, you know, no fucking woman is winning a fight with a tight ass compression shirt compared to like the regular like sports bra. And no male fighter is winning a fight with fucking knee pads on. He had 2 knee pads. He was cooked from the start. But Michael Morales, yeah, he is super big for 170. He looks super big against Sean Brady, who is, you know, thick, but Michael Morales, he looks so much bigger and more muscular. And he had a very like wrestling weary stance to him as soon as the fight started in the first round. He had a very wrestling aware stance. He was very he was leaning over his lead leg a lot, ready for the takedowns of Sean Brady, and he was pressuring Sean Brady back a lot. Sean Brady, he just couldn't get any respect out of Michael Morales with his punches, with his, you know, trying to pressure with his long boxing combinations. Like I said in the prediction video, he just couldn't get any respect. He was trying to blitz Michael Morales down. Sorry, he's trying to blitz Michael Morales down back to the fence so he can set up his takedowns, but it just wasn't really going as well. And Michael Morales, he was sticking him with the jab a lot too, sticking him with that jab, just backing up Sean Brady to the fence, sort of like muting and neutralizing the wrestling and making it more obvious. to defend. Sean Brady, he says he attempted one takedown. I don't even remember that in the fight. I don't remember when that was or what that was or what he tried to do. But Michael Morales really sicking him with the jab, making Sean Brady just cover up. At one point before the finish, I think he rocked Sean Brady with a flurry, had Sean Brady kind of on skates, scarping against the cage, just trying to run away. Hurt him with that flurry, got back at range. Sean Brady recovered. Just more jabs from Michael Morales. Sean Brady was like throwing some leg kicks too. Wasn't really doing anything. And then fucking Michael Morales just sneaks a right hand around the guard of Sean Brady that really clipped him and hurt him. Then he just Sean Brady was hurt at that point, and then I think he hit him with like an uppercut that dropped Sean Brady and then finished him up with strikes on the ground. And that is an amazing win. Just beat the fucking number 2 ranked welterweight in the world. Shoots him up at the rankings. Michael Morales was ranked number 9. And then he just beat the fucking second ranked person at welterweight. Crazy. Great, impressive performance from Michael Morales. Sorry, great performance from Michael Morales. Jesus, I'm so flustered. Great performance from Michael Morales. Really just took all of Sean Brady's fucking hype away. And I think that's what the fucking UFC wanted. Low-key, if you fucking listen to my prediction video and watch that shit, I feel like the UFC was intentionally trying to slime out Sean Brady from the rankings and from like title contention with this matchup. And they fucking did, you know. Fair plays to you, bro. Fair plays to you. You know, you fucking got this fucking guy up out of here. Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is that? You know, they slimed out Sean Brady. This experiment went perfectly. You know, fucking, I'm sure Mick Maynard and Sean Shelby fucking rubbing their hands together when Michael Morales was finished. This fucking kid. And yeah, this makes me really excited because I like Michael Morales. He's very exciting, super big for the division. Just big, really big. His weight cut is probably fucking horrid, but you know, that's what you gotta do in this in today's UFC. That's what you gotta do. You gotta be big, and Michael Morales is that, and he won dominantly. So yeah, good win for Michael Morales. Moving on. Fuck me, bro. Fuck me. Moving on, we got Valentina Shevchenko defeating Zhang Weili by unanimous decision. 50-40-45 on all 5 scorecards, which is, I feel like, is accurate because fucking Zhang did nothing in this fight. Zhang Weili, she really couldn't mount any offense. As soon as the first round started, all the way to round 5, Valentina, I feel like she was just way too big for Zhang Weili, just way too big, way too physical in the grappling, which I feel like in the women's division, the jump from like strawweight to flyweight to bantamweight is much more of a factor, in such like much more of like dividing, such much more like has such much more weight, like much more weight in like importance in the fight, and like are much bigger jumps than like we realize, because they just look like 10-pound jumps, but I feel like the size of a fighter at strawweight to flyweight to bantamweight really affects like the women in WMMA so much. And I feel like it's always kind of been known, because at, you know, bantamweight with Shevchenko, for example, she was good at bantamweight, but at the upper echelons of the rankings and of the division, she just couldn't really succeed, couldn't really like do anything until she got to flyweight, and that was her like proper size division where she was able to, go on her run and become like the gut of the division. But I feel like being in the wrong weight class in the women's divisions matters so much more than in the men's divisions, and that really showed in this fight. Valentina Shevchenko, she looked way too big, way too physical, way too strong for Weili in the grappling. In the striking, she was keeping the range. Weili couldn't really get in on Valentina in the striking, couldn't really pressure her, couldn't really get inside of the counters of Valentina. She didn't look all that much faster than Valentina, which is crazy, being so light and coming up. Oh, she didn't look that much faster. And this kind of being an open stance matchup really opened up the rear body kick for Valentina, which she was using in this fight a lot. Really catching Weili with that rear body kick and even sinking it up top to land a head kick. She didn't KO her with it, but she was really utilizing that rear kick in this fight really well. Just the grappling, she was too dominant in the grappling. Just had top control, 13 minutes of top control, landed like got all of her takedowns with very little effort. Zhang Weili just couldn't get up from the bottom, just couldn't mount any defense or mount any offense of her own on the feet. And Valentina Shevchenko, she's just too big for her, I feel like. And what the fuck do you do with women's flyweight? I guess you put her up against Valentina Shevchenko, put Natalia Silva up against Valentina Shevchenko, or maybe Erin Blanchfield or Valentina. She said fucking Kayla Harrison was interested in fighting her, which I don't believe at all. I've never seen any news of that at all, so I don't know what the fuck she's yapping about with that. But I don't know what the fuck you do with this division to make it exciting and something that the fans want to watch. It's already fucking WMMA, and you're giving us even more reasons to not watch the shit and not be interested in it. But at least Zhang Weili is gonna fucking move down and shoo away the pesky fly that is fucking Mackenzie Dern from the title and claim it as hers. But good win for just standard Valentina Shevchenko performance. Moving on. Fuck, man. Holy fuck. And it's so amusing to me to see the fact that a guy like Islam, who has the culture that he has, puts on a so similar performance to a female, which it intrigues me. It intrigues me very well. I'm not gonna get into it because this is not the channel for that. I'm not an MMA guru, but we got fucking Islam Makhachev defeating Jack Della Maddalena, fucking 50-45, and he's the fucking new welterweight champion of the world. But all is not lost. All is not lost, because he fucking fights Michael Morales or Carlos Prates and he gets chinned by either one of them. I fully believe that fucking Makhachev, if he stays at 170, will get chinned by someone. I wouldn't even fucking mind if Ian Gary beat him. Fuck that shit. I wouldn't mind if Ian Gary beat him. Went up there and fucking outranged him and fucking outpointed him with this little fucking zesty clinching and shit. Or whatever the fuck. I wouldn't even mind that shit. If fucking Ian Gary can come out and defeat Islam Makhachev, he will be erased from his sins, I swear. He will be erased. He will be forever good in my book for ending the streak of Islam. If he does that. If he fucking wants anybody to have any sort of iota of goodwill to him and likeness to him, he goes up and he fucking defeats Islam Makhachev. That will put him in the good graces of so many fans, I swear. But this fight was just Islam, just being Islam, too dominant in the grappling, really just kind of stifling JDM, with the striking too. I feel like JDM couldn't really get going with his hands at all. Couldn't really pressure him. Couldn't really pressure Islam. Even though Islam was doing everything I said he was doing in the prediction video and just moving back in a straight line, being kind of plodding, not really moving, he was really kind of feinting at JDM to make JDM kind of unsteady with its hands and not, knowing when to go and when to really put on the gas. He was doing that very well. He was also kicking at JDM very well. He's using a lot of leg kicks on JDM, which JDM in the first round, in the majority of the early fight, he came in with the southpaw stance on Islam, which he was doing that to take away the rear kick of Islam. I feel like, which he's really deadly with. Islam is that rear body kick and head kick that he KO'd Volk with. He was trying to eliminate that tool on Islam, which he was trying to do with the southpaw stance, but Islam kind of hit him with the leg kicks. And then JDM, I'm not fucking Joe Rogan maxing. First off, Joe Rogan in the fucking Bison vs. Sakai fight, I forgot to mention this. In the Bison vs. Sakai fight, in the first nut shot, the first fucking thing that comes out of Joe Rogan's mouth is, you know what a lot of MMA fighters don't utilize as a major loophole in the rule set? The Muay Thai Steel Cup. You can get so much leverage with an armbar. They really dissuade the nut shots, and they really dissuade cup shots. I mean, you're kicking a steel cup. I mean, if you kick a steel cup, I mean, you don't really want to kick that at all. I mean, they can be used as such a fulcrum for arm bars. I mean, I feel like that's something that a lot of MMA fighters don't really use as an exploit to the rule set. This fucker just mentions steel cups, the first fucking nut shot on the card. The first fucking thing that comes out of this guy's mouth, and the first thing he says is Muay Thai steel cups. And then this fucking fight, as soon as fucking Islam lands a few leg kicks, and there's some redness on the fucking calf of JDM. Oh, that lead leg is toast. I mean, he's switching stances. He's not really moving on that lead leg anymore. I mean, JDM, he's switching stances. Look at the redness of that calf. I mean, look at that welt. I mean, it's toast. It's just toast. This fucker, man, I swear to God. I had to mute this shit. I had to mute the fucking commentary of this fight because of fucking Joe Rogan's dumb bitch ass with his calf kicks and his steel cups. Jesus. But anyway, moving on from that. This was, Islam getting in on the hips of JDM with his takedowns on all of them. He landed all of his takedowns. Jesus Christ, bro. Jesus fuck. Landed all of the takedowns. JDM, he didn't really put any defense with the single leg. I am going to cite this fuck. I'm coping. I feel like I saw Islam hook his own glove on the first single leg he shot in the first round on JDM. I think he hooked his own glove, and I think he also hooked the glove in round 5 when he was on half guard with JDM. But that's neither here nor there. That is fucking here and there. This little fucking dirty little cheater. Dirty little hook in the glove. He also hooks the glove in every fight. That's something I forgot to mention in my prediction video. He hooks the gloves of his opponent in every fucking fight he did against Poirier, Oliveira, Volk, fucking Arman Sarukian, fucking all of his major wins, all of his fucking career defining wins. He hooks the glove and cheats in every fucking fight. He also grabs the fucking cage, grabbed the cage against Oliveira too. That's my thing. But yeah, just control for Islam, just in half guard, on top in half guard with JDM. Who was, scrambling, he was getting up, but it was just always at the end of every single round and not in the middle when he really needed to do it. He would always just get up at the end, which is really like kind of just really not what you want to. It's little like moral victories here and there, but it's ultimately not what you want to see in the majority of the fight, It's just getting up too late, not really getting off in the striking. He had a good exchange where he was going to the body in like round 3, I think. He was going to the body in the pocket on Islam, backing him up. But that was like his only good moment. He didn't really have any moments in the striking other than that, and it was just control time and I'm not gonna say fucking dominance. I'm not gonna say that shit. It was just control time. It was control time and control time only from Islam. It was just control time from Islam Makhachev, and yeah, and now he's a fucking welterweight champ. Please, bro, please, fucking Michael Morales or someone like that, even fucking Ian Gary, bro. Somebody go up, challenge this guy, and fucking slime this kid the fuck out. Slime this kid out, beat him, do whatever you want to do. Just make sure this fucking guy does not win any more fights at fucking 170, bro. Make sure this fucking guy doesn't win any fights, doesn't get any title defenses at 170, bro. Just make sure that does not happen. Please, bro, please. But fucking, good win for Islam Makhachev or whatever. Good win. Just fucking stunk it up with another Shevchenko fucking pulls a Shevchenko, just grapples forever. For fucking 25 minutes, just waste my fucking time. Now it's 1 a.m. and shit, but whatever. And I don't know what he's gonna fucking do. I mean, is he gonna vacate instantly and just go down to 155 to fight Ilya? Is Ilya gonna move up to fight Islam? I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen now that this shit, because I wanted fucking JDM to kick this fucking cunt all the way back to fucking back down to 155 so he can get chinned, so the prophecy can be fulfilled and he can get chinned by fucking Ilya. But that's not gonna happen now, and I don't know what's gonna happen. So maybe I make a video about the fights that need to be made after this pay-per-view or whatever. But yeah, good win for Islam. I think I went like 9-5, 9-6, or 8-6 or whatever. Hold on. So I went, let me count this shit. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, 5-2, 6-2, 6-3, 7-3, 8-3, 9-3, 9-4, 9-5. 9-5 on this fucking, with the picks on this card. So that's a pretty good performance. That's not, it's not fucking 320 levels, but it's still pretty good nonetheless. Still went positive, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the fights. Let me know what matchups you guys want to see down in the comments. Be sure to like and sub, even fucking hit the share button on this video, and yeah, I hope you guys have a good night, have a good sleep, have a good rest of the weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.